The morning sun spills gold across the faded county line. Coffee in a paper cup, another day, another drive. The radio is humming songs that never left my soul. Every mile reminds me where I started long ago. There's a porch with peeling paint where my father used to stand, teaching me that honest work could shape a steady hand. Mama's laughter filled the breeze like bells across the fields. Those little moments planted dreams no city ever steals. I've chased the lights of distant towns beneath electric skies, but every road I've ever walked still leads me back inside. The smell of rain on dusty ground, the whisper of the pines are written deep within this heart like weather over time. Life keeps turning pages no one ever gets to keep, yet every faded photograph still wakes me from my sleep. There's dust on the old highway, but the memories still shine. Every sunset paints tomorrow with the colors left behind. If home is more than fences, more than rivers running free, then every road I've wandered brings that old hometown to me. I've loved and lost beneath the stars, watched seasons drift away, held on to promises that time could never let me save. Friends became familiar names, carved softly into stone, leaving quiet conversations carried by the wind alone. Now my children ask me why I smile at worn out songs. I tell them every melody remembers where we've gone. The years may bend these weary hands and silver every hair, but gratitude grows stronger with the stories that we share. You can't buy another yesterday or borrow one more dawn, so hold the ones beside you before another season's gone. There's dust on the old highway, but the memories still shine. Every sunset paints tomorrow with the colors left behind. If home is more than fences, more than rivers running free, then every road I've wandered brings that old hometown to me. When the night falls slow and quiet, I can hear that sixth string sing. Every scar becomes a chapter, every tear another spring. Hope is never far behind us, even when the road gets long. Love keeps calling through the silence, the evening light. The radio plays soft beneath the sky. As long as wheels keep turning through the years, I'll always find my way back here. The jukebox hums a worn-out melody. Neon glows across these old oak floors. There's a photograph tucked inside my wallet, like it knows exactly what I'm searching for. I still remember that Friday in September, your blue dress spinning underneath the lights. You laughed when I stepped on your boots, then held my hand a little tighter through the night. We built our dreams beside a white fence road, counted stars instead of counting gold. Every promise sounded easy back then, when forever was something we could hold. The years have written lines upon our faces, but they never stole the truth inside our hearts. You're still the song this old heart sings, still the reason every church bell rings. If love is measured by the miles we've crossed, you're the dance we never lost. When the world grows cold and dreams grow thin, I choose your hand all over again. Through every sunrise, every storm we faced, your love has always been my favorite place. Our children filled these rooms with laughter, then found their own roads one by one. Now it's just your voice across the kitchen, as the evening settles with the setting sun. Your silver hair catches candlelight, just like moonlight on a quiet stream. You're even more beautiful than the girl who first walked into all my dreams. Sometimes we sit without a single word, listening to the old screen door. Love doesn't always need a grand display. Sometimes it's simply staying a little more. Every wrinkle tells another chapter, every heartbeat knows where it belongs. You're still the song this old heart sings, still the reason every church bell rings. If love is measured by the miles we've crossed, you're the dance we never lost. When the world grows cold and dreams grow thin, I choose your hand all over again. every storm we faced. Your love has always been my favorite place. If tomorrow steals another season, and winter settles on these hills, I'll still reach across this wooden table, finding the hand that always stills. Every fear I've ever carried, every lonely road I've known, because home was never built with timber. It was built wherever love had grown.
Slow, heartfelt acoustic guitar melody flows into a soaring pedal steel solo, joined by gentle fiddle and warm electric guitar fills, capturing the quiet beauty of a lifetime shared together.
You're still the song this old heart sings, the answer to my every prayer. Every sunset paints your shadow in the peaceful country air. When the good Lord calls me home someday, don't cry for all we've been through. Just play our song one final time, and I'll be waiting there for you. You're the dance, you're the dream, you're the love that carried me. Forever starts and ends with you. The jukebox fades into the silence. The last slow dance comes to an end. But love like ours keeps playing softly long after the music ends.
The sun fell slow behind the pines, painting gold across the county line. A lonely breeze rolled through the fields, bringing back the years that never healed. There's an old oak rocking chair out on the porch, still facing west where we'd watch the evening fall. Your coffee cup sits where you left it that last spring, like time itself refused to move at all. The mailbox leans a little farther every year, the gravel road remembers every tire. I still hear your laughter in the morning air, like smoke rising softly from a faded fire.
helps you find the light. Every heartbeat carries your name. Every prayer still sounds the same. Though the years have come and gone, my love keeps holding on. The church bell rings every Sunday morning. Children run where we once dreamed aloud. The fields still bloom beneath October skies, while I stand smiling through the clouds. Your old guitar still hangs beside the hall. Its strings are quiet, but they understand. Sometimes I swear I hear it softly sing when the evening wind moves through this land. Love doesn't end beneath the rain. It finds another way to remain. There's one more light in the window, burning through the longest night. If you're somewhere watching over, I hope it helps you find the light. Every heartbeat carries your name. Every prayer still sounds the same. Though the years have come and gone, my love keeps holding on. If tomorrow brings another dawn, I'll thank the Lord for every mile, 'cause loving you has taught this heart how tears and hope can share a smile. The road grows longer every year, but heaven never feels too far. I just keep following the quiet glow of one familiar evening star. A soulful acoustic guitar leads with gentle finger picking, while the pedal steel guitar answers every phrase with slow, emotional bends. A soft fiddle joins halfway through, supported by upright bass and delicate brushes on the snare, creating a timeless country atmosphere. There's one more light in the window, shining where our memories stay. Though this old house feels a little quieter, your love never fades away. When my journey finally ends and these weary roads are through, I'll walk beneath that porch of heaven, and the first face I'll see is you. The stars come out above the fields tonight. The crickets sing the same old tune. Some hearts never really say goodbye. They just keep loving beneath the moon. morning mist rolled softly through the pines. A rooster cawed beneath the pale sunrise. Another day began the way they used to do, with an old guitar and thoughts of you. I left this little town when I was just 18, chasing city lights and all those foolish dreams. You stood beside the station with tears you couldn't hide, smiling through the heartache, waving one last goodbye. The miles grew longer than I ever thought they'd be. Success was just another word that couldn't comfort me. Every crowded street was missing something true. No place in this whole world ever felt like you. They say a restless heart was born to roam, but every winding road kept calling me back home. Take me down the road to Willow Creek, where love was never measured week to week, where Mama sang in the kitchen every Sunday afternoon, and Daddy whistled softly to an old familiar tune. If I could trade these years for one more day, I'd let that little hometown lead the way. Some dreams are found, some dreams are gone, but home keeps waiting all along. The white church still stands upon the hill. The weathered bell is ringing louder still. Children laugh beneath the maple trees, just like we did before the autumn leaves. Miss Annie waves from her front porch swing. Mr. Carter hums the songs he used to sing. Time has etched 1,000 lines in every face, yet kindness never seems to leave this place. The older that these weary hands become, the more I know where they were always from. Take me down the road to Willow Creek, where love was never measured week to week, where every fence and field remembers every name, and nobody was ever chasing fortune or fame. If I could trade these years for one more day, I'd let that little hometown lead the way. Some dreams are found, some dreams are gone, but home keeps waiting all along. Maybe heaven isn't someplace far away. Maybe it lives inside the memories we made, in every porch light glowing through the night, in every prayer whispered before first light. home again. A tender finger-prick acoustic guitar carries the melody with gentle responses from a second rhythm guitar, allowing every note to breathe in the quiet country evening before easing back into the final chorus. Take me down the road to Willow Creek, where my heart still finds the peace I seek, where the river keeps on singing through the years, washing away every burden, every tear. When my traveling days have reached their end, I'll walk those dusty roads again. And if love leaves one lasting song, it says home was where I belonged. The sunset fades behind the old oak tree. A whippoorwill sings faithfully. The road grows quiet beneath the evening sky, and home is where my soul will always lie. The screen door sighs with the evening breeze. A tired old porch still remembers me. The sky wears colors only sunset can't explain, and every mile I drove brought your name again. There's an old pickup sleeping by the weathered barn, rust on the fender, but it still keeps your charm. Your faded denim jacket hangs beside the door, like you're coming home the way you did before. The radio whispers songs from years gone by, mixing with the crickets underneath the sky. I still pour 2 cups every Sunday dawn, even though I know you've been gone so long. People say that time can smooth the deepest scars, but some roads keep leading back to where we are, where the dust still knows the sound of your boots, where the wind still carries the truth. Every fence, every field, every tall oak tree still holds the pieces of you and me. I can leave this town, I can chase the sun, but some kinds of love are never undone. If heaven has a front porch light, save me a chair when the stars burn bright. I found your letter tucked inside my old guitar, the paper worn thin, but the words still are. You wrote that love ain't measured by goodbye, it's living in the echoes that never really die. Now the seasons paint the hills with different different shades. Children laugh where we once dreamed and prayed. Life keeps turning like the river down below. Still there's one thing only my heart will know. Every lonely highway bends back through my soul. Some destinations never let you go, where the dust still knows the sound of your boots, where the wind still carries the truth. Every fence, every field, every tall oak tree still holds the pieces of you and me. I can leave this town, I can chase the sun, but some kinds of love are never undone. If heaven has a front porch light, save me a chair when the stars burn bright. Tonight I'll tip my hat toward the moon, thanking every memory for staying in the room. Love doesn't vanish when the silence falls. Sometimes forever simply learns to call. And if tomorrow finds me older than today, I'll smile because you never truly went away. Where the dust still knows the sound of your boots, where forever still wears your roots. Every sunrise finds your shadow next to mine, hidden in the rhythm of passing time. Though my hands are empty, my heart stays full, holding every promise beautiful. Until I walk that golden line, I'll meet you where forever shines. The porch light glows against the midnight blue. The old road waits like it always used to. Some stories never really reach the end, they just keep singing around the bend.
Morning drifts across the canyon walls like an old postcard touched by time. The desert wakes without a single word, while the horizon draws another line. There's a weathered map folded in my coat, its corners worn from years of travel. Every faded trail remembers boots, every mile has its own unravel. My old truck hums a faithful tune, rolling slow beneath the endless sky. The prairie wind knows every dream I've chased, every reason I still wonder why. Coffee cools beside the window frame. A campfire whispers through the dawn. The road ahead is never made a promise, yet somehow it keeps pulling me along. You don't measure life by where you've been, but by the sunsets waiting round each bend. Take me beyond the old red mesa, where yesterday still rides the breeze, where lonely highways hold their stories, and cottonwoods dance with desert leaves. Every mile writes another memory, every mountain keeps another song. If the road keeps calling softly, that's exactly where I belong. An empty station standing by the tracks still echoes with forgotten names. A diner pours another cup of coffee, like nothing here has ever changed. The waitress smiles and says she knows me, though 40 years have slipped away. Maybe memories never really leave us, they simply find another place to stay. The evening settles on the painted hills, coyotes greet the rising moon. I lean against the hood and watch the stars, humming an old familiar tune. The quiet has a language of its own, one every wandering soul has always known. Take me beyond the old red mesa, where yesterday still rides the breeze, where rivers carve through silent valleys, and freedom moves with every tree. Every mile writes another memory, every sunrise starts a brand new song. As long as wheels keep turning, I'll keep rolling on. When these old hands can steer no farther, and every map has reached its end, lay my hat beside the open prairie, where sky and earth forever blend. Let the wind become my storyteller, let the stars remember my name. Some roads never truly finish, They simply change their shape again. A cinematic acoustic guitar theme unfolds beneath its versatile lap steel guitar, joined by a soft brushed, upright bass, distant fiddle, and air harmonica. Warm ambient textures create the feeling of driving endless American highways beneath glowing sunsets and vast desert skies. Take me beyond the old red mesa, where golden evenings gently fall, where every road becomes a memory, and every memory has a call. If tomorrow brings another sunrise, I'll greet it with this faithful song. The road has been my The ocean breeze is calling through the pines, salt on the air beneath Carolina skies. Your hand fits easy right here in mine, like the tide was always meant to meet the shoreline. We found an old cafe beside the bay, a little jukebox playing yesterday, a country song with a reggae beat had us dancing barefoot in the summer heat. The sunset painted gold across your face, time slowed down in that perfect place. No diamond shining, no fancy rings, just your laughter carried on the trade wind. Every wave keeps whispering your name, and every sunrise feels the same. No matter where this old road goes, you're the only home I'll ever know. You're my island in the pouring rain, my sunshine after every pain. Like an old six-string beneath the palms, you bring my restless heart to calm. With every breeze that finds the sea, you bring out the best in me. It forever has a melody, it's country love with island dreams. We drive those coastal highways late at night, windows down beneath the moon so bright the radio hums a gentle tune, while silver waves dance with the moon. Your head rests softly on my shoulder, though the night grows just a little colder. I've traveled far, I've seen enough, nothing compares to your sweet love. Every heartbeat finds your smile, making every mile worthwhile. No matter where tomorrow starts, you'll always own this country heart. You're my island in the pouring rain, my sunshine after every pain. Like an old six-string beneath the palms, you bring my restless heart to calm. With every breeze that finds the sea, you bring out the best in me. It forever has a melody, it's country love with island dreams. Someday when our hair turns silver white, we'll still dance beneath these stars at night. The waves will sing, the palm trees sway, just like they did our first sweet day. Love doesn't fade with passing years, it grows through laughter, joy, and tears. Every sunset, every shore acoustic guitar carries the melody, while gentle pedal steel weaves through relaxed reggae rhythms, soft treble or percussion. Light bass grooves, subtle organ pads, and delicate harmony guitars create an easy island atmosphere filled with romance and nostalgia.
You're my island in the pouring rain, the sweetest song I'll ever sing. Every shoreline leads me home, no matter how far I roam. When the stars fall on the sea, you'll always be the one for me. Country soul and island skies forever shining in your eyes. The moon climbs high above the tide, your hand is still here next to mine. As the waves kiss the quiet shore, I'll love you forevermore.
The sun was sinking low behind the old grain mill, painting every fence in shades of amber steel. I rolled the window down to breathe that evening air. Funny how hometown never really disappears. I remember Daddy humming as he tuned his old guitar, Mama on the front porch counting every wishing star. The neighbors knew each other by the sound of every truck. No one measured happiness by dollars or by luck. There was laughter in the church hall every Friday night, young hearts learning slow dances underneath the string lights. We thought those days would last forever, never fade away. But time has a way of stealing yesterday. Now every mile I travel, every road I roam, only makes this wandering heart remember gone. The years may come and change me, but one thing still is true. No matter where life leads me, my heart comes back to you. I've crossed the rivers, climbed the hills, watched city skylines glow, found success in places that my younger self would never know. Still nothing ever matched the sound of crickets after rain, or old tires rolling softly down a quiet country lane. Now the children ask me stories of the life I used to live. I tell them love is measured most by all the love you give. The finest things I've gathered weren't the ones that money bought, but every simple lesson that my family always taught. Every fading photograph still carries voices clear
still alive in me.
But my soul has always known the greatest place I'll ever find is the place I've always called home. The moon climbs high above the pines. The radio fades into the night. One more mile, one more gentle turn, and I'm home where the old hearts burn.
Dusty wind came rolling through the fields at break of day. The rooster sang, the screen door creaked just like it used to play. I closed my eyes and found myself where every memory stays, on an old dirt road that never truly faded away. There was a maple by the river where we'd carve our foolish names, skipping stones until the sunset set the water all aflame. My father drove an old pickup with a hymn upon his lips, while Mama packed the sweetest pie for every little trip. Neighbors waved from weathered porches, never locked their doors. Children chased the fireflies until they couldn't count no more. Those simple days were never rich in money we could spend, but somehow every empty pocket held the wealth of faithful friends. The years have carried me through cities made of steel and glass, yet every dream I ever chased still whispers of the past. Take me back to Cedar Creek, where the summer never ends, where every winding gravel road leads me home again. The songs were soft, the nights were long, the stars were bright and free. If heaven has a front porch light, I know it's waiting there for me. I've seen the mountains kiss the clouds and oceans touch the sky, met 1,000 different faces as the seasons hurried by. Still nothing feels as honest as the smell of fresh cut hay, or hearing old guitars come alive at the close of day. Now my hair is touched with silver, my hands are rough with time, but every wrinkle tells a story better than a perfect line. If I leave a little kindness in the footsteps that I make, then this old road has given more than I could ever take. Life is only borrowed moments wrapped inside the years, measured less by what we own than by the love that lingers here. Take me back to Cedar Creek, If heaven has a front porch light, I know it's waiting there for me. When the evening settles gently and the moon begins to rise, every old familiar echo still reflects within my eyes. Love survives the changing seasons, hope outlives the passing rain. Every heart that keeps believing finds its way back home again. Where my roots still call my name, where every dawn feels like a blessing and nothing stays the same. I'll carry every cherished memory like a lantern through the night, knowing home is more than somewhere. It's the love that keeps us bright. The fire burns low beneath the sky, lonely whippoorwill sings nearby. Tomorrow's road may carry me far, but home still shines like an old North Star.
There's dust on the highway, moon over the pines, an old AM station playing songs out of time. I left Tulsa Sunday with your letter on the seat, and coffee gone cold, and my heart in retreat. Your perfume still lingered on my faded denim coat, like a ghost in the cab of this Chevrolet boat. I passed the white chapel where we swore we'd never part. Now the steeple points to heaven, and I'm driving with a broken heart. Every mile marker whispers what I should have said before, but pride is a poor man's lock on a half-closed door. The rain came down in Memphis like tears from a steel guitar. I kept one hand on the wheel, Lord, and one on who we are. There's dust on the highway and fire in my chest, a picture of you folded close to my vest. I can't outrun the memory, can't drown it in ride. Every town has your shadow, every star has your eyes. If love is a river, I let it run dry. Now I'm chasing your name through the midnight sky. Your mama always told me
I was restless as the wind, a man with muddy boots, don't know where home begins. But I remember summer on your daddy's porch swing, you in a cotton dress, laughing at everything. We danced to Hank Williams from a kitchen radio, barefoot on linoleum, moving soft and slow. Now the house lights dark and the screen door still, and I'm talking to your memory as I climb another hill. The waitress down in Jackson said, "Son, you look worn through." I smiled and said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm just missing someone true." There's dust on the highway and fire in my chest, a picture of you folded close to my vest. I can't outrun the memory, can't drown it in right. Every town has your shadow, every star has your eyes. If love is a river, I let it run dry. Now I'm chasing your name through the midnight sky. Maybe one day I'll turn around, find your porch light burning gold. Maybe you'll forgive the man who was young, proud and cold. Till then I'll keep this engine humming like a prayer I barely know, with your last goodbye beside me and 1,000 miles to go. Steel guitar crying, fiddle drifting low, Telecaster bending where the lonely wind blows. There's dust on the highway and fire in my chest, a picture of you folded close to my vest. I can't outrun the memory, can't drown it in right. Every town has your shadow, every star has your eyes. If love is a river, I let it run dry. Now I'm chasing your name through the midnight sky. And if dawn finds me broken with nowhere to hide, I'll still carry your love like a flame inside. There's dust on the highway, moon over the pines, and your name keeps singing between the white lines. evening settles on this little town as the sun slips softly out of sight. A lonely whippoorwill begins to sing while your porch light warms the night. I still remember that old county fair. You smiled beneath the summer sky. You stole my heart with a single glance before I ever asked you why. We carved our names into an old oak tree, dreaming time would stand somehow. The bark has grown around those letters, just like our love is even now. The years may change the color of our hair, but they can't erase the life we've shared. If tomorrow finds you holding my hand, I'll thank the Lord for all we've planned. I'd walk these old back roads forever, just to keep our hearts together when the seasons come and go. You're the only home I'll ever know. If forever has a simple view, it looks a whole lot like me and you. The kitchen window catches morning light. The coffee's waiting on the stove. You hum the songs your mama loved, the same ones from so long ago. The children found their own bright roads, leaving quiet in these rooms, but every laugh they left behind still echoes underneath this roof. I never needed riches in this life, or cities shining after dark. Everything I've ever called a blessing has always started with your heart. Every mile has led me back again to the love that's always been my friend. If tomorrow finds you holding my hand, I'll thank the Lord for all we've planned. I'd walk these old back roads forever, just to keep our hearts together when the seasons come and go. You're the only home I'll ever know. If forever has a simple view, it looks a whole lot like me and you. One day these old hands may tremble and our steps may lose their pace, but I'll still find the girl I married in every smile upon your face. Love was never in the grandest words or diamonds shining bright. It lived inside the little things, like your kiss every single night. A gentle acoustic guitar carries the melody before a soaring pedal steel answers with long, heartfelt phrases.
Soft fiddle joins beneath warm piano chords, building into a nostalgic country instrumental, filled with emotion and timeless charm.
If tomorrow finds you holding my hand, I'll still be the luckiest man. Every sunrise, every prayer reminds me how your love is there. When this old road reaches heaven's gate, I'll smile because I didn't wait. I spend my life loving you, and I'd gladly live it all anew. The porch light glows against the dark, the stars shine high above. Some stories never really end, they simply become love.